You can just introduce yourself in the chat. Can just introduce yourself in the chat, okay? I can see Chiamaka, I can see Ofoyo, I can see Awele, I can see Basi. So I'm waiting for you guys. Let me know your name. I can see Grace, right? So let me know your name. I can see Gracious also. Amazing. Let me know your name, where you're joining from. Are you from Lagos? Are you in Lagos? Are you in Nigeria? Are you outside Nigeria? Just tell me where you're joining from and what you do currently. All right. Also, the link to join is already in the chat, so you can invite your friends and family, your colleagues, and all of that. You can invite more people to join the call. All right, moving on. This is the analytics business. If you've not heard of us, before now, if you're hearing about us for the first time, this is the analytics business, and we are a leading e-learning platform designed to help organizations across the world. Okay, so we enable people in different fields, different professionals, leverage AI in their current role or even pivot to learning an AI skill. Okay, the world is changing, the world has changed. So whichever skill you're currently doing, whichever career path you're treading, you'd have to learn how to leverage AI in all of them. Okay, so that is what we do. We are the solution to your problem. All right. So aside that, um we also train businesses. So if you have staff members that you want them to upskill, you want them to learn more, you want them to grow in leaps and bounds, then you can always call us and we're going to train them on how to improve their processes. So it depends on what you want. If you want their processes to be improved, as a business, you can call us. If you want to just equip your staff with more insights into building credible businesses, then you can also invite us over. All right, Chiamaka, hi Chiamaka, joining from Abuja. Nice to meet you, Chiamaka. Okay, I'm expecting more people in the chat. Okay, so you can drop comments, tell me your name, where you're joining from, and what you do currently. Chiamaka, what do you do currently? I'd like to know what you do currently. So my name is Mercy. Like I said earlier, I am a business analyst, also double as a project manager, because we've come to understand that our JD is usually one of both, right? And then there are some JDs, there are some jobs you see. Okay, there's some jobs you see, and then you see that, oh, they are hiring for a business analyst, but you also need to be able to do some project management. So that's why I do both. Okay, and I also do other things aside business analysis and project management, but I've been doing this for close to a decade now. Okay, enabling businesses thrive, helping businesses solve problems through the integration of AI, making processes better, and all of that, right? So that is that about me. I'm also a facilitator here at the Analytics business, and I facilitate on business analysis, AI for business analysis, and project management. So yeah, you're listening to someone very credible. All right, so you would have an amazing time in today's class. All right. So, I have a question for you before we go on. Just one simple, straight question. If AI could save you 10 hours every week, what would you do with that time? If AI could save you 10 hours every week, what that means is that, out of the time you used to do all the tasks, in your organization currently or in your business, because I know there are some professionals amongst us. So for the time that you have to work on your business or work in your business or work for your organization, if you could have 10 hours every week of that time, what would you do with the time? I want you to drop it in the chat. It's a question, this is a class and it has to be interactive. So I'm waiting for your responses in the chat. If AI could save you 10 hours every week, what would you do with that time? Would you sleep more? Would you try to upskill? Would you try to Would you try to network? For some people, they've been saying, "Oh, I want to be more consistent on LinkedIn." Will you be more consistent on LinkedIn with that time frame? Okay, so I want to know in the chat. All right, Chiamaka is in the public health field as a public health officer. That's good. That's good. Nice to meet you, Chiamaka. If AI could save you 10 hours every week, if AI could save you 10 hours every week, what would you do with the time? What would you do with the time? What would you do with the time? It's a question, and I want you to answer in the chat. Okay? While we do that, after tonight's session, I'm promising you a few things. First is you're going to understand what strategic professionals do differently, the differences between people that are strategic, professionals and people that are not, how executives think about projects. You are going to also discover the skills organizations actually reward. Okay, you're going to learn how AI is changing business analysis and project management roles, and then you're going to get started in tech. Okay, you understand more of business processes and how to build a process map. Okay, so that's majorly what we're going to be doing today. So if you're interested in either of these things or any of these things, then you should be able to watch or stay till the end. Okay, it's a practical class, so I'm going to be asking questions and you're going to be giving responses. Are we together? If we're together, give me a thumbs up. If we're together, give me a thumbs up. All right, that's great. That's great. I see Basi. Okay, Felix says I'll use it to learn more, grow, and ask more questions. All right, ask more questions from who? From yourself, because coming from, I'm the kind of person that have conversations with myself very often. Just checking, how did we do last month? How are you doing this month? What's the progress? Have we made any progress and all of that? So the questions you're going to be asking, is it going to be with yourself or with your team members? Okay. So Chemaka says, I will upskill in other areas of my life that needs attention or upgrade and rest. All right. So if AI could give you 10 hours of your time, this is what you're going to do. So what I intend to do from today's masterclass is to actually show you how, as a business analyst, you can gain your time back. Okay. So many things are fighting for our time. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and I realized that so many things are fighting for your attention. So many things are fighting for your time. Okay. That's why attention span now is like maybe 10 seconds. Right? So attention span has drastically reduced. So social media, the advent of social media, and all of that has made life, I won't say easier or worse. It just made life right now. So it means that, if we can get some time back, then we'll learn how to leverage those times. Either you're resting, you're upgrading, you're upskilling. Obina is saying enough time for other hustles in 10 hours. Well, if you build an automation, then your life is a lot easier. So basically, this session is going to show you how you can use AI tools as a business analyst to buy time. Okay, to buy time. All right, Felix says you ask questions with himself, the growth is hard, and how to grow more, and even with AI. That's good. That's good. Very good. So what's the gap right now? What's the AI productivity gap from where we were to where we are currently? How the world has changed, how the world of work has changed, how work has changed generally, what people expect from you, and what they need you to deliver. So before now, traditionally, we do a lot of manual documentation. If you understand who a business analyst is, you understand that we do a lot of documentation, requirements gathering and all of that, reporting and all. But right now, with the advent of AI, we can learn how to use AI to document. We can use AI for documentation, which saves us, hours, tens of hours, every week, monthly, and eventually yearly. So before AI, we used to do a lot of manual reporting. Once you have created a data, once there's a data and then we deduce information from that data, we have to do the whole reporting manually with our stakeholders. But with AI, we can generate reports with AI. Okay. Now, hours of research is another thing, which with AI you can do it in minutes, okay, where you can use tools like Perplexity for your research. It would also give you links to where it got those information from. So instead of you to manually have to surf the internet, you can leverage a tool like Perplexity to do your research in just few minutes with good prompts. Now the last thing is manual analysis and multiple revisions. Okay, we used to do a lot of this without when AI was not very rampant. Okay, but right now, you can do insights, can generate insights with AI, and then you can get better first drafts. Okay, remember I said we do a lot of documentations as business analysts, all right? So with AI, your first draft, your first document before it's reviewed is usually very great. So usually when you even give it to your stakeholders, your team leads and all of that, they're like, this is good, right? They have little or no change to effect in those kind of documents. Now, the goal is not for AI to eliminate work. All right. The goal is not for AI to eliminate work, because there's some things AI cannot do. And we need to be aware of them as professionals. But the goal is that AI can help you remove repetitive work. So if there are things that you do all the time, right, you can leverage AI to not have to do them all the time. You can just, automate the process so much so that it runs by itself. Just like creating a robot that would be your twin. Okay. So the person is not necessarily, let's say twin, I think shadow. Shadow is the best, word for it. So you're creating a system that is a shadow of yourself, so much so that it doesn't replace you, because the shadow cannot be there without the object, right? So it doesn't replace you, it just makes your work seamless and better and faster. Okay, so there's a reflection of you doing the work, but then you are still here making things happen. So the goal is not to eliminate work at all, it's just to replace repetitive work with faster processes. So there are some skills, like I said, that AI cannot replace. All right. One of them is critical thinking. AI can think for you, quite all right. Some people even call AI their assistant. They call AI their friend, their best friend, and all of that. But the truth is, there are some skills that it cannot replace totally from you. Okay. Skills like critical thinking, stakeholder management, negotiation, decision making, creativity, leadership, ethics, business judgment, and so many on are tools, are skills rather, that AI cannot replace, that AI cannot, replace from you, okay? That AI cannot take from you, all right? So most times, or rather this period, when recruiters are trying to get staff members, these are the major things they're looking for. Aside these things, they're also looking for how you can leverage AI. Okay. They look at your skill sets, they look at all of that, but they also want to know, is this person creative? Can this person make, cogent decisions and it will be very spot on? Can this person negotiate, with our staff? Can this person negotiate with our customers and all of that? Does this person have great communication skill? Does this person think critically? So these are some of the things, some of the skills that AI cannot necessarily replace. So that being said, please, if you've not filled out the form, there is a form currently, there's a form in the chat. So you need to fill out that form if you need access, so you can get access to the recording and also to the materials that we use in today's session. Ensure you filled it. It doesn't take you out of the call, you still be here, so you might as well fill it immediately. Now we want to go into a case study because it's a master class, like I said, And today we're just going to be looking into how to engage stakeholders, how to document your as-is process map, and then recommend improvements moving on. All right. So before we go straight into it, I want to give you a background knowledge. So there's something called a process map. Okay. How many of us are conversant with SOPs? SOPs. I was asking earlier, what do you do? Introduce yourselves. But it's because I want to know those are in the room. All right. I know that Chiamaka works in public health. Okay. Chiamaka works in public health. She's a public health officer. So if you've not introduced yourself, you might as well let me know. Just tell me your name, where you're joining from, and what you do currently. Okay. Tell me your name, where you're joining from, and what you do currently. Type it in the chat. My name is this. I'm joining from here, and this is what I do currently. Okay. All right, so I see Afoyo. Afoyo is an accountant joining from Calabar. That's good. Nice to have you here, Afoyo. All right, so I was mentioning SOPs. SOPs are standard operating procedures, right? Every organization have it. If there's an organization that does not have it, then maybe it's just a roadside business, right? But for every standard organization, you have to have your SOPs. Okay, so your SOPs shows is more like a document that shows how an organization functions. From different departments, different cadres, different processes, how things move in the organization. So an SOP is not a one size fits all. It's totally dependent on what the organization does and the structure of the organization. So that's how you define an SOP. Now, every organization has an SOP. So when a business analyst is brought on board, what they do is they have to create a process map. Now, the difference between an SOP and a process map is that a process map is a visual representation, while an SOP is more like a document. Okay? Standard operating procedure is a document that shows how the business operates, the standard of operation of the organization. Okay? While a process map shows a visual representation of the organization's process. All right. So if you're saying that, for instance, the example we have here, Quick Bites is a fast-growing food delivery platform. Okay. All right. Irene, I don't know. Okay, I think you should, respond to the call, or if the call has ended, you might just continue with your masterclass. So I don't know why you're getting a call from us. All right. Now, Quick Bites is a fast-growing food delivery platform and experiencing an increase in customer complaints due to delivery delays. Okay. So Quick Bites is a fast-growing food delivery platform. So an example of Quick Bites right now would be Glovo, right? How many of us are conversant with Glovo? If you've heard of Glovo before, give me a thumbs up. If you've heard of Glovo before, okay? So there's Glovo, there's Chowdeck. If you've heard of these companies, give me a thumbs up. All right, so Quick Bites is similar to Glovo. It's also similar to Chowdeck, right? A fast-growing food delivery platform. These two companies I mentioned, Glovo and Chowdeck, they are both food delivery platforms, okay? So now they are experiencing an increase in customer complaints due to delayed deliveries, inconsistent order fulfillment, and inefficient support processes. These are some of the issues they are currently facing as an organization. Delayed deliveries, sorry, okay. Delayed deliveries, inconsistent order fulfillment, and inefficient support processes. Now, to improve customer experience and operational efficiency, the company has hired a business analyst to gather requirements, analyze the current order fulfillment process, identify bottlenecks, and then produce clear business documentation that will support process improvement. Now, what is the task of the business analyst? The task is to understand the business. Of course, you cannot solve a problem you don't understand. If someone comes to meet you, oh, I'm feeling sick, and you're asking him, what is the problem? And the person says, I don't know, I'm just feeling sick. I keep asking, what exactly are you feeling? How are you feeling? And the person keeps saying, I don't know, I'm just feeling sick. There's nothing you can do. Even if you're a doctor, there's nothing you can do, because there has to be something that the person has to tell you something that you can use to diagnose. Okay, so if you don't understand the business problem, you just might not be able to solve the problem. So the first task is to understand the business. Okay, then you engage stakeholders, you document the as-is process map, and then you recommend improvements. So what what does it mean to understand the business? I've already said it. Just like when somebody is sick and the person comes to meet you, you have to ask questions. All right, you have to ask questions, you have to dig deeper. And in BA terms, we call it requirements gathering. Okay, we call it requirements gathering. So that's the process of trying to understand what the business does, what the business needs are, and how they fulfill the needs of their customers. There's no business without clients. Okay, some people service, end users, that's customers. Some people service businesses, that's B2B, business to business sales. Some people service clients, they don't call them customers, they call them clients. Of course, there's so many grades to these things, and it depends on what the business is doing. So you have to ask questions, you have to gather requirements. And in requirement gathering, there's so many types, there are so many means. Okay, requirements gathering, requirements elicitation. There is the one-on-one where you jump on a call like this. Okay, there is also the part where you physically have to meet your stakeholder. All right, there's also the part of surveys, there's the part of asking questions majorly, from websites and all of that. So there are so many means of gathering information when it comes to gathering requirements. Okay, now the second thing that is your task here is to engage your stakeholders. All right, I've already mentioned some of them: calls, meetings, physical, virtual, forms, and all of that. So these are some of the ways you engage the stakeholders. Now, the third one is to document the as-is process. Okay, you document the as-is process. As-is means the current process. So in process mapping, there's something called the current process map and then the future process map. And the current process map is the as-is process map. Shows how things flow in the business currently. All right. When we understand the current process map, we can now recommend improvements. Then we build the future process map. In the current process map, you see a lot of bottlenecks, which are some of the things they highlighted here. Now, let me go over this case study again so you can see it now from the BA perspective. Quick Bite is a fast. How many of us are still here? If you're with me, give me a thumbs up. And if I'm too fast, give me a thumbs down. Okay, so if you are trying to catch up, you can give me a thumbs down so I can go over it again. All right, I see a lot of thumbs up, so it means we're good. Okay, so Quick Bite is a fast growing food delivery platform. All right, it is experiencing an increase in customer complaints due to, now, the issue is currently having is issues with customer complaints. It means that customers keep complaining whenever they use Quick Bites. Remember, it's a food delivery platform. It's not like they're the one cooking the food. It's just like Glovo or Chowdeck. Okay, so it's just like Glovo or Chowdeck. So they're not the ones cooking the food. Okay, so it's experiencing an increase in customer complaints due to delayed deliveries. The first thing is delayed deliveries. Two is inconsistent order fulfillment. It means someone places order, maybe they ordered for fried rice and then you delivered amala to them. Can imagine ordering fried rice. Maybe you are in a public place and you're just like, I'm hungry, let me just order fried rice so I can eat and go. And then someone is delivering amala, and then you don't know how to eat amala in that place because you're like, I did order for this thing, right? So inconsistent order fulfillment, that's what that means. Delayed deliveries, of course. Maybe you place an order by 12 and then max 12:31, you're expecting your food, and then you're getting your food by 8 p.m. Something that would have been your lunch is becoming post dinner because because already way past your dinner time. So delayed deliveries is one of them. Inconsistent order fulfillment is the second thing. And then inefficient support processes is the third thing. Okay. So because of these three things that customers are facing, they've been making complaints. They've been complaining to Quick Bites that they don't enjoy their service, they don't like what Quick Bites is doing and all of that. So this just by the side, you can see the side of my slide. You can see this, image. This image just shows you what Quick Bites does. Okay, it's just a very short graphics I designed with ChatGPT. So you might be wondering that, oh, how were you able to do this really nice stuff? It's just, ChatGPT. I just told ChatGPT what ClickBank does, and I told it that I want it to give me a very nice graphics. It's so beautiful, by the way. You can see it even shows the website. Let me try to zoom in a bit. Okay, so it shows the website. It shows the options. Very fast design with ChatGPT. Okay. So all of that to tell you that it's all in the prompting, right? It's all in prompting. So now we've already outlined the issues that customers keep complaining about: delayed deliveries, inconsistent order fulfillment, and the support team is not great. So to improve the customer experience and operational efficiency, the company has decided that, oh, these problems that we're facing, that our customers keep complaining about, we cannot solve it on our own. We need a business analyst. And that's to also make you understand that, our job is very cogent and very important in every organization. We look into the current process of the business and then see how it can be better. So we move a business from where they are currently to where they need to be. Basically, we are the savior, we are the Jesus of businesses, right? So to improve customer experience and operational efficiency, the company has hired a business analyst to gather requirements. Okay, so why did they hire you? One is to gather requirements. Two is to analyze the current order fulfillment process. Three is to identify bottlenecks. Bottlenecks means the issues that the organization is currently facing. And four is to produce clear business documentation that will support process improvement. Do we understand Quick Bites better now? Do we understand the case study better now? All right. I was expecting thumbs up. from you guys, but I see Felix. Okay, that's great. So we understand quick bites better now. So next thing we want to do now is to come up with the Aziz process map, and we're going to be using Miro AI. There's so many tools you can use for coming up with your Aziz process map, for creating your Aziz process map, mapping it majorly. So many tools. One, you can use draw.io, which is our ancient one. You know, every business analyst knows draw.io. Draw.io is a tool that you can leverage to build your process map. I want to open it up for you. All right, please give me a minute so that when you're looking for it later on, you would see what it looks like. So draw.io is the name of the tool, and you would see it. You know, you can manually create process maps. Okay, so it shows you different shapes, you know. And the interesting thing is that this process mapping alone is a standalone topic in our program. Okay, so it's not something that we can cover in 30 minutes, but it's a standalone topic in our programs. We'll now go deeper into BPMN notations. We'll go deeper into Aziz process map, to be process map, showing the bottlenecks, the issues that the current process map has that can be solved in the future process. Okay, so this is draw.io, one of the tools that you can leverage. Okay, let me see if I have anyone. This is just my this is a new tab, so I don't have anyone open that I can show you currently on draw.io. Okay, so another tool we can use is Lucid Chat. All right, Lucid Chat. Oh, you guys cannot see that. Sorry, give me a minute. Okay, so Lucid Chat is another tool. Lucid Chat. Take note of these tools so that you can leverage them when you want to use them. So this is Lucid Chat here. Okay. And yeah, per usual, this is a new website. This is a new email. So yeah, some of these tools I've not used them here. So basically you can see what this diagram is showing, right? You can see this image, how that you can use Lucid Chat AI. You just tell it what you want it to do and it will build it for you instantly. Okay, so these are some of the tools that you can leverage. But for today's class, we're going to be using Miro. Okay, we're going to be using Miro. So you just search, per usual, Miro AI. You just search Miro AI. Okay, and then to take you to Miro's website. This is Miro's website, right? And this is another tool that you can use to create a process map. All right. You can also use Whimsical. Okay, you can also use Whimsical. Let me show you Whimsical. Okay, Whimsical is another tool you can use. And the funniest thing is it's not just process maps that you can build with these tools. All right, you can also build mind maps. You can use it for your personal projects also, so that you can have it properly documented in one place. So if you're working on a project and it's a personal thing and all of that, you can leverage any of these tools. So this is Whimsical. Okay, Whimsical would give you let me show you something. You can see this. Okay, this is an implementation planning map. Okay, so it shows the different aspects of the project, how they all connect. So this is an example of a process map. Okay, but this one is not the process map I want to show you, but this is just an example of how it connects each sector. Okay, it connects each task Some of them are tasks, some of them are units. It depends on what you're building eventually, right? But these are some tools. Okay, so sorry, this one is a mind map. You can see. Let me zoom in for you. Okay. Desktop app focus areas. You have your UI design, performance system, layout and navigation. This is just showing how you can use Whimsical for any of these things. But for today, we are going to be using Miro, like I mentioned. Okay. So this is my Miro. And this is the Miro AI sector. Okay, that's the icon for the AI sector of Miro. Now, what can you use Miro for? Process maps, flow charts. You can use Miro for mind maps also. You can use Miro to document your tasks. You can use Miro for your personal projects. Okay, so if you're not fully working as a business analyst or a project manager yet, these are some of the tools you can leverage personally. Okay, and that's why we train professionals even beyond work. You can, if you're working on a project, maybe you're trying, I don't know why I keep hammering on projects tonight. Maybe I'm talking to someone I don't know. But yeah, if there's something that you're actually trying to work on and you've not been able to fully put it in one place, right? You're just, idea here, idea there, you've been writing it in your jotter, but it's not coming together. You can leverage any of these tools. All right. Please fill out the form. Okay. Fill out the form if you've not yet filled it out. There's a form in the chat right now. Make sure you fill it out if you've not yet filled it out. If you've not yet filled it out. Okay. So very quickly, we're going to be using Miro AI like I showed you earlier. So please give me a minute. Okay. All right. So I have a prompt for creating the process map. I have a prompt that I generated with ChatGPT. Now I need you guys to know something, yeah? I need to know that when it comes to using any AI tool, the most important thing is to learn how to prompt properly, how to write great prompts, okay? And it's one of the things we train our students on in 10AB, analytics business, right? It's one of the things we train our students to do in analytics business, because we understand that if you can tell AI what to do, is communication, okay? If I'm not clear about what I'm saying, you will not understand me. All the times I was saying, give me thumbs up, give me thumbs up. People just before I even say give me thumbs up, you're already doing thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I don't understand what you're saying, right? Especially if I come to this webinar and I start speaking French. It's only those that understand French that would understand what I'm saying. Am I correct? Guys, am I correct? So it's only those that can understand the language I'm speaking that would, be able to fully interpret and then give response. So it's the same way you have to be able to fully communicate with AI. You have to be able to tell it what you want it to do properly so that I can get the best results eventually. Okay. So that is why we prompt. That's why we write great prompts. So I have a prompt that I already generated. I told ChatGPT about the project. I told it to generate a prompt for me based on the project. So this is my prompt. Create a professional swim lane process map for the Aziz food order fulfillment process at Quick Bite, a food delivery company. Use horizontal swim lanes for the following stakeholders, blah, blah, blah. So I told you the stakeholders involved. I told you to follow this workflow, okay? So I'm just going to copy this prompt and then we're going to use Miro AI to generate. All right. Guys, I need feedback. Are we together? Are we together? Okay. So Eli Felix is giving me a response. It means the thing I have at the end of this call is only Felix that wants to collect it. So now this is Miro AI, like I mentioned earlier. Okay. So this is just like, you know, the way you have conversation with ChatGPT is similar here. So I'm going to paste this. The prompt I copied earlier, I'm going to paste it and I let it run. Okay. Look at that. I'll create a professional swim lane process map for quick bites food order fulfillment, blah, blah, blah. So it's still generating. And get tight. This might take a minute. Okay. It's still generating. So this is it, still generating. Can you see how fast this was? Guys, can you see how fast this was? This would have taken nothing less than 3 hours, right? If I was to generate it manually. If I was to generate it manually, this would have taken nothing less than 3 hours, okay? Nothing less. And I'm not even exaggerating because creating a process map is a lot of work, right? So you have to learn that AI is here to help, okay? It is here to save you that 10 hours. Remember when I asked that question? So it's here to save you time. It's here to make your work faster and easier. All right. Now, the only bottleneck is that you have to, well, I wouldn't say it's a bottleneck, but normally as a professional, you have to understand these concepts well first, because there is a very high tendency that AI can give you the wrong answer. Am I correct? There is a possibility that AI can give you the wrong answer. Okay. So you have to understand the concepts. You have to know these things. You have to know what a process map is. You have to know whether it's actually generated a process map. Okay. You have to understand all these concepts. All right. Now moving on. This is what it generated for us. You can see it here. I clicked on it and it's generating again now, but okay. But yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing that I generated earlier. Now I have to wait a few seconds because I clicked something. Let's just wait together. Okay. Yeah, it is done. All right, let's use this one. Now, this is the process map that it generated for us. But one of the bottlenecks I've noticed from this particular one, especially using Miro, is that it doesn't generate a swim lane diagram. Let me show you what a swim lane diagram looks like so that you can see. So a swim lane diagram has lanes, okay? It has lanes. And on each lane, you can see different different stakeholders. Now look at this sales process swim lane flowchart. Okay, I'm trying to zoom in. Why is it not zooming in? Good. Now so you can see the lane of the customer, you can see the lane of sales, you can see the lane of stocks, you can see the lane of finance. So you can see how the sales process moves from each department. Okay, you can see how the sales process moves from each department. So the customer places an order and then the order goes down to the sales department where they now confirm the order, confirm that they've received the order. Okay, and then they will now go into their inventory to check if that particular package, if that particular order is available. All right. Now, this is a decision point. I want to give you a crash course, very crash course on process mapping. Don't worry, when you get into the problem, I say problem. When you get to the program, you understand process mapping better. All right. Now, is the product in stock? This is a decision point. That's why it has this sign. Okay, that's why it has this shape. Is the product in stock? If the product is not in stock, then the stocks, the people in charge of inventory will tell sales that, so sorry, I don't know why I keep doing that. So it will tell sales, they'll tell sales that this product is not in stock. No, then they'll have to cancel the order. And this is a very big bottleneck, because you can imagine you've placed an order, and you're already expecting it, you made payments and all of, okay, good. Based on this one, you don't make payments until they confirm if the product is in stock, which is a good one. Okay. And that's, as the VA in me already woke up that this is a problem, this is a problem. Well, so that's why it's important that you check the current process thoroughly, so that you can, map out the bottlenecks and then solve them. Now, is the product in stock? No, then you cancel the order. It means once the customer tries to place the order, that gets cancelled immediately. That, oh, sorry, sir, this product you want to order is currently not in stock. How about maybe you order something else or something here, or it will be ready by so and so. Good. Now, if the product is in stock, what happens? The finance department will check credit card. Okay, maybe the customer would have, input their details to place order. Finance department will check the credit card. Is the credit card valid? These are all decision points. All right. This is the kite sign now, kite shape. So these are all decision points. Is the credit card valid? Can this person make payments? Hope there's money in the account. Yes, if that is correct, you process the payment. If it is not correct, you cancel the order again. Can you see how the arrow goes? You can see how the process goes through these 4 swim lanes. Guys, can we see that? Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up is free. I hope you know you're not paying money to give thumbs up. It is not a give thumbs up now. Why are you scared? Nobody's going to carry you from your house. Don't worry. So now, what that means is that you can see how the process runs through the organization. You can see that particular process. Okay. Now, if the process, if the card is valid, what happens? You process the payment. Then what happens? Stocks. Remember where the lane that particular process is in. You see, from it's moving again. It has moved from finance again back to stock. Okay, the person has made payments. The product is available. What happens? All right, stock, please pack the order so that it will be ready for delivery. Then what happens? The customer receives the order. Okay, so it means that it's stocks that is also in charge of logistics. So from stocks, they'll package it, they'll get the customer's details, they'll send it to the customer, and then the customer receives their order, and then that is how one sale is made. So that is the essence of a process map. Now let's go back to our Miro. All right, yeah. So now one of the bottlenecks for Miro is that it is not in swim lanes. Okay. Now look at this. Let's look at this very quickly. The customer opens Quick Bite app. Then they browse through the restaurant. If you've used Glovo or Chowdeck before, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you've used Glovo or Chowdeck before. Give me a thumbs up so that I know you guys will fully understand this example that we're giving if you used it before. Okay, Afoye says no. It means they are not in Calabar. It probably means they are not in Calabar. It probably means they are not there. I'm not certain. But yeah, if you place an order online before for food, you understand this also. Now the customer opens Quick Bite app, then they browse through the restaurants available. what happens after browsing, just like you open child deck, you can see chicken rep, you can see Mr. Biggs, you can see so that one is there. You can see so many restaurants majorly. Then you select the restaurant you want to order from. Then you select the food you want to order. You view your carts, this is where you're adding, oh, I want 2 plates of jollof rice and fried rice. I want extra plantain. I want cold um video milk. I want coleslaw. I want you're just adding all the things. I want more, you're just putting everything in the cart. Okay. So once you're done, you review your cart, then you enter your delivery address. Okay. Then you submit your order. After submitting your order, then this is another department. To this is you see the bottleneck now. This is another department. The department receives the order, which happens to be the restaurant. Okay, the restaurant you're paying, you are ordering from. Then they request payment from you. Once the payment request is sent, you verify your payment. Is the payment successful? Yes. What happens if the payment is successful? You notify the platform. Okay, that's the payment gateway. Notifies the platform that, okay, yes, this person wants this so food and they've made payment and it is successful. If it is not successful, you notify the customer that it is not successful. Then the customer has to retry. Okay, they retry payment, and then once they retry payment and it is successful, it comes back here. Now, remember where we are coming from. They retry payments, they resubmit, and then it comes back here. All those arrows that you are seeing there means a lot. But like I said, it's a long teaching. I'm not trying to crash it out for you guys, so you understand that there's so much you can learn as a business analyst. We do a lot of business analysis every day, but we are not aware that it's called business analysis. For instance, you wake up in the morning and then you're asking yourself, should I buy food or I should cook food? They're asking, oh, cooking food, I'm going to waste so much time in the kitchen. I probably have meetings, I have, deadlines, I have schedules, I have, so much to do. Maybe I should buy food. And then you're going to ask yourself again, okay, if I buy food, is it healthy? Am I buying from an healthy source? You say yes, okay. How about the money that I'm going to use to buy the food? One, I'm not going to save money, but I'm going to save time. All right. So in the midst of all of that, you're going to have to make a decision eventually. Else you starve. You starve and you might not be productive. You might, because there's some people that starve and they're still good. So that process of asking yourself questions is requirement gathering. Yeah. Who are the stakeholders? You, yourself, and you. You are asking yourself questions. Okay. So what happens after you ask yourself questions? You eventually answer the questions and you make a decision. All right. So that's business analysis. As simple as that might be, it's actually analyzing a subject matter and then making a decision from it. So that being said, it's a long teaching, but let's just finish this. It's still long. Okay. So payment is successful. Yes, you notify the quick bites platform and then they confirm. Okay. They confirm, they forward order to the restaurant. The restaurant sends the order, they forward order to the restaurant rather, and then they review the order, they check availability, they check their kitchen. For instance, you are ordering from Chicken Rep, and then Chicken Rep in that particular location, because of course Chicken Rep is, so many places. So they check Chicken Rep in that particular location, that axis you are ordering from. Do they have this food you're asking for? So then the restaurant is going to ask if they can fulfill the order. If they don't have fried rice and you want fried rice, they only have jollof rice. You've been to restaurants like that now that you ask for fried rice, they say, oh, there's no fried rice, it's only jollof rice. So you can imagine you are ordering online, so it's similar. Basil, I see your question. I'm going to respond to it as soon as possible. Let's finish this up quickly. So, can the restaurant fulfill order? If the answer is no, they're going to reject the order. Then you notify the customer and then you reverse payment. And this is where this one ends. Okay. But if they're accepting the order, it means they can fulfill the order. Okay. They prep the food, that's they prepare the food, then they do their quality control after the food has been prepared. They package the food, they update the customer that, oh, your food has been dispatched or something. Then it travels to the restaurant, ready for pickup, travel to restaurant. Okay, maybe the rider, Sha. the rider. So the rider verifies the order, then pick up the order, and then deliver the order. Complete, confirm delivery in app, give it to the owner. You can see hands off, that is giving it back to the owner. Then the owner will confirm delivery. Then the owner will rate the restaurant. After rating, the person will also rate rider. Okay. Now, if there's an issue, they will report the issue. If there is no issue, you can see here, report issue. If there's an issue, no issue, you close the order and that's it. You can see the long process, very long process. All you do, you just order food and you're just waiting. And you're like, why haven't they sent my food? Why haven't they sent my food? You see this long process. That's why customers keep complaining. Do you understand? That's why customers keep complaining. Because you can imagine you place an order for a food and then after 2 hours, you've not gotten your food. 3 hours, 4 hours, they're not sending you a different thing. Okay, or they now refund you. You're like, I'm never going to use them again. Ever. So if there's no issue, if there's an issue, yes, you submit your complaint, and then it's so long. Okay, yeah, that is that. And then we can see other decision points here too. Where did I stop? Okay, you accept the order, you identify available rider. Okay, then if you find available rider, you assign the rider, you notify the rider accepts pickup request, the rider now goes to the restaurant, pick up. You see it in real life. This is how child egg works. Okay, so they have riders everywhere. The rider will go to the restaurant, pick up the order, first confirm the order, pick up the order, takes it to the owner, give it to the owner will confirm, the owner will rate, the owner will rate rider again, rider will now go back again. So that's how it works, okay, in real life. So this just to show you that this was built in just few minutes. Can you guys clap for AI at this point? Clap now, clap. You can this was built in just few minutes, okay, and it's very accurate. All right, it's the as-is process map, so it means we need to update some things in the to-be process map. So yeah, that is that. Back to my slide, or I can see some feedbacks. I see some feedbacks. Okay. All right, so Basil, in real life, did the stakeholders know the requirements they have gathered? No, the stakeholders are not the ones gathering requirements. You are the one, as the business analyst, you're the one to gather requirements, okay? So you're the one to gather requirements. Stakeholders are the people that are thoroughly involved in the process. That's wrong. Stakeholders are the people that affect decision making in every organization. So you'd have, the CEO, the COO, the team leads. You'd see, for instance, this particular example, the customer is a stakeholder. Okay, the sales department is a stakeholder. The delivery man is a stakeholder, because you can imagine the delivery person has picked up the order, and then at the end of the day, they've not still delivered it after how many hours. Okay, so who else is a stakeholder? The website, the quick bite website, is not a person, but you get what I'm saying. So the stakeholders are not the ones gathering requirements. You as a business analyst gather requirements. All right, moving on. You can learn more about these things, okay? And I have just one question for you. We like to go deeper, okay, into learning more about BA, about project management, data analysis. Would you like to learn more? Give me a thumbs up if you'd like to learn more. You want to improve, you want to understand even this one that I just taught you now. You want to understand it better, you want to learn how to do it better, okay? So it means we have, good number of people who want to learn about these things better. And that's why we have put this webinar together. All right. The webinar is to give you insights into how to get started as a business analyst. Now, the truth is, you can come from any walks of life, either a teacher, banker, receptionist, finance officer, engineer, warehouse clerk, lecturer, lawyer, doctor, whichever walks of life you come from, okay, you can pivot into any of these, skill sets and these programs we have available currently. So if you want to be a business analyst, you can learn how you can integrate AI as a business analyst and even as a project manager, even coupled with other skills available here. Now, one thing you need to know is that recruiters no longer hire for certification, okay? They want to see what you've built over time. So they want to see your process maps. They want to see your Aziz. They want to see your to be. They want to see your Jira board. They want to be sure that, yes, if we bring this person on the team, they can deliver on the promise. So recruiters are more about your portfolio than your certificate. So it's important that you put that in mind. And that's one of the things we double down on in analytics business. Okay. So what are you going to be getting from us at the end of this training? This training is not just going to be live sessions only. There's still a lot of things you're going to be getting. You're going to get weekly mentorship. The live sessions are for 8 weeks. The program is for 8 weeks, okay? The program is for 8 weeks, 6 weeks live sessions, and then 2 weeks capstone projects, okay? So you get to work on your capstone projects for 2 weeks. Then the first 6 weeks is where you have live sessions. All right. So you get weekly mentorship every Thursdays from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. You get to work on a capstone project that you can put on your portfolio. Even all the projects that you work on in class, you can also put them on your portfolio. Then you get to review and revamp your CV. We help you with LinkedIn optimization. We help you set up your Upwork profile. We help you with interview preparation. This happens to be one of the things that have helped a lot of our students, interview preparation, job reference letter also. We give you job reference letter when you get a job. We also help you with on-the-job support. Okay, so if you're done with your training or when you're done with your training and you get a job, if you need support on that level, we can help you with that. We help you with Tuesday support also. We call it the TSS, technical support sessions, every Tuesdays from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., where you can ask your facilitator questions around what you learned in the live class on Saturday. Then we have an alumni community, a thriving one, where we share information. We also share opportunities, so jobs, referrals and all of that. So we can share opportunities there on that alumni community. Lastly, you'll be getting an accredited certificate from us. Our programs are certified by, let me show you. You can see here. You can see here, okay, accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So what that means is that our certificates are accredited and they are globally recognized, okay? So you're going to be getting that certificate eventually when you're done with your program. All right. So now, before, I know a lot of us are like, okay, so how do I get started? How do I get started? Don't worry, I'm coming. Before I go into how you're going to get started in your training and your journey as a new BA or PM, I want to show you some people that have gone through our programs and what they had to say, their experience and their background. Okay, Pavel used to be a teacher. He He was a teacher in Cameroon before moving to the US. But he joined our program, our data analysis program, and then he landed a job as an healthcare data analyst actually in the US. So if you'd like to watch Pavel, make sure you fill out the form already in the chat right now so that I can get access to this document. Okay. So Pavel's video is there, okay, and you can see how that his life was transformed from being a teacher to being a data analyst after doing the program with analytics. So I want you to look into how that his life was transformed. Okay, we still have other people here. Bukola was in Nigeria at the time. Then she joined the training, moved to the US, and then she's now working as a data business analyst. Okay. Now we have Judith. Judith used to be a carer, all right, in the UK. And right now she is working as a business analyst abroad. Okay, now Judith's video is very, very, very emotional for me because she migrated, she left Nigeria, she jackpot. Okay, she jackpot with her kids, and then she had to do everything to survive. She was in a master's, she had to do everything to survive, literally. And then she was able to join our program, and it transformed her life. You should hear her story, actually. You should hear her story. Okay, you should hear her story. The link is currently here in the chat. I said chat. No, the link is in the documents, okay, and to be sent to you after the call. Now, will you let this opportunity slip? Okay, there's an opportunity sitting right in front of you right now, talking to you. Well, maybe I'm the opportunity, you never can tell. But there's an opportunity in front of you, okay, and I don't want you to let the opportunity slip. It's an opportunity for you to start your journey as a professional in tech. Oh, I want to work in tech. Oh, I want to work remotely. Yeah, this is your moment. So this is an opportunity for you to work in tech. This is an opportunity for you to learn how to solve business problems, okay? The opportunity to be that professional that they always want in the room, all right? So there's a new course starting today. Um, Today is Wednesday. So by Saturday, you have your first live class, okay? By Saturday, you have your first live class if you register today. But immediately you register, you're going to get access to the LMS platform. You're also going to get access to mentorship sessions starting tomorrow. Okay, so you have access to um so many materials. Okay, and you have access to your facilitators immediately after you enroll in the program. Now, all of this, the value of everything I've mentioned earlier, the total value values at close to 1 million. If I tell you to bring 1.5 for this program, I don't think you should doubt that. Am I correct? I don't think you should actually have a means to doubt, or because this is very good stuff. Okay, you're going to be getting 8 weeks live training. You get access to your facilitator, which learning, buying a course online won't give you. You get access to mentorship from someone who has been in the industry for more than half a decade. So you get access to these people, you get access to their wealth of experience, you get access to your colleagues as well. Okay, you get to review and revamp your CV, LinkedIn optimization. You get to help you prepare for your interviews. We give you reference letter. We help you on the job also. So we're not just going to help you get into the job, we also help you stay in the job. All right. We also give you support every week, and all of that. So it's a lot coming with this package. And the interesting thing is that I won't be giving you at the original price of the real value of 980,000 naira. But I'm going to slash it down 2 times. Okay. So the original price is 250,000 naira. But for today, you're not going to be paying the amount. Okay. You're going to be paying 120,000 naira right now, and then you get access to the program. All right, you're going to pay 120,000 naira, and then you get access to the program. Okay. So who is ready to start? Who is ready to start? Just give me a thumbs up if you're ready to start your career journey. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to start. So you can choose to make a one-time payment of 120, or you pay in installments, 3 times installment. You pay 50,000 naira tonight to book your slots, and then you make full payment later on. So you make 120,000 naira one-time payment right now, and then you get access to the program, or you pay 50,000 naira right now, and then you pay the remaining installments later. So the payment link is already in the chat. Okay, payment link is already in the chat. Basi, Engineer Alaji, Felix, Gracious, Obina, Olamide, Shakira. So if you're interested in making payments, please ensure to click the link in the chat, and then you get access to the platform. Okay. And then if you have any questions from the workflow, from everything I've said earlier, you can ask. All right, Chiamaka. Chiamaka is asking, where is that? Is there a WhatsApp group for asking questions during the week? So you can book a clarity call. Okay, you can book a clarity call with Uche, and she would answer all your questions on that call. All right. So how many of us are ready to get started? All right. So we have just 5 slots for tonight. If you're interested in getting started, you can click the link in the chat, okay, or send me a WhatsApp DM. Click the link in the chat, make your payments. It's very easy. Let me show you how it works. So this is the link. I'm just going to click it right now, and then it will take me to the company's website page. Then you select the program. You select the program you're going for. Sorry about that. You're gonna click on enroll now. For instance, I'm choosing for business analysis and project management. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to scroll down to choose my payment plan. Remember, you can either choose to pay once or choose to pay 3 times or twice, depending on what you want. Then you're going to select your cohort. Next cohort starts this month, like I said, Saturday. Starts on Saturday. And if you don't want to join the August cohort, you can choose the September cohort. Whatever works for you. Then you select the plan you're going for. For me, I'm going to pick full payment. I select full payments. What happens? You can see. I'm going to click on pay. So here, this is if you want to pay with your card, but if you're not paying with your card, give me a minute. Okay. Yeah. So if you're not paying with your card, this is on card payment. You input your card details and then you make payment. Or you can pay with your transfer. Okay. You can select transfer and then it will pop up an account number for you to make payment. Once you've made payment, you click on I've sent the money, you know. I can pay with USSD also. And choose the USSD you want. Yeah. Oh, you can only pay to GT Bank. So basically, you would get this code and then copy code, you paste it in your USSD, whatever, and then you click on I've made payment. And once you've done making payments, it'll give you access to the LMS. Let me show you what the LMS looks like. So this is the LMS dashboard. This is the LMS dashboard. And what I was showing you earlier in the case study is this, right? So this is it. Okay, this is it. And then you can see that it's more in depth. Okay, it's more in depth. Different things, you know. All right. Uh, sorry, give me a minute. I want to show you some of the. You can see there's also case studies. Immediately you make payments, you get access to this platform. Okay, and the goal of this platform is not to erase your live class. Like I said, you still have live classes. That's the way I'm with you. Ask questions. You can ask questions from your facilitator. You can engage your guys also. So it's not to erase live class, it's just to augment. So you can see, I mentioned Lucy Charts. This is just an example of what Lucy Charts would do for you. Trying to see if they generated something in this particular case study. All right, Alaji, you can ask your question, please. Go on, please. Okay, so you can see the process map here. Yeah. So basically, you get access to this particular LMS platform. And it's not just that week, you can see so many weeks here showing the different weeks involved in your live classes, lesson videos. And even if you're not choosing BA, PM, okay, if you're not choosing BA or PM, you can choose anyone you want to go for, okay? And then you get access to the LMS just like I showed you earlier. All right. So you can ask a question. Alaji, go ahead. You're on this race. Do you have a question? All right. So we have just 7 minutes left on this call. If you'd like to proceed, send a DM, make payment, send me a DM. We have just 5 slots. You can start your program immediately. You can start your program immediately. Can also send me a DM if you are not ready to get started. Like you want to get started, but you're not ready now. So you can send me a DM. This is my phone number here. Send me a DM on WhatsApp. Please, if you have a question, type it in the chat, or you can unmute and speak if you can. Yeah, type it in the chat or unmute and speak, please. Okay, Lawan, can you hear me? Please, you can ask your question in the chat or unmute your mic. I don't know if you have access to unmute. You can unmute your mic and ask your questions. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining the call. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Okay, you'd have access to the recording and the materials used very soon. Just to ensure that you fill the feedback form. Just ensure you fill the form that is available to you in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. Have an amazing night. Bye. 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 Bye.
Hi Elijah, I can see your sorry, engineer Elijah, I can see your hand is raised. Do you have any questions you want to ask? You can unmute to ask your question.